You don't like Kenny? When the road... Come on, sing, Blanca. You were more fun before. Come on, sing. At the table. Anything else to say? Thank you.
Yeah, we had to do
Kenny
that.
Rogers? Here. Look, here.
No, we're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. We're going to do something else. Let me see if I can get this up here. Two iconic figures that you can't see, obviously. But anyway, I'll turn this to something else. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me while I get this done. Because we had to get that Kenny Rogers thing in there because that was fucking funny. So yeah, we'll get this in a second. And we'll get it where, let's see. Yeah, all right, give me a second. Because we had to do that, and yeah. Little craziness, but we had to do it. Get this crap out of the way. Because the reason I brought up Bud and Lou here is because of something I caught real late at night. Actually, I caught it on $1 Million Movie years ago when I was a kid. And then I caught it late at night in something I called, bloodshot eyes and cathode rays, coming home, 1:30 in the morning, being all shit-faced and sitting down and just watching whatever you get on the tube. And there was a movie by Abbott Costello called The Time of Their Lives. I think it was like 46. And this wasn't your average Abbott Costello movie. Not at all. If you were expecting, your average, Bud picking on Lou and all that other stuff, it wasn't going to happen. This was actually set during the Revolutionary War. And Lou is Horatio Prim, a tinker. Bud is this butler, Greenway, who has it in for Horatio because he has designs on Horatio's girlfriend, Nora. But this is all during the time of the Revolutionary War, and Horatio has a personal note from George Washington that, puts him on the Patriot side. So this other woman, Melody, is talking to her fiance, who is saying, well, how would you like to keep the royalty in check? How would you like to be a lady? And she goes, well, we're going to have our freedom and stuff like that. Well, winds up that her fiance is a traitor and is about to do something to circumvent Washington's little campaign. So she hooks up with Horatio if she overhears all this stuff, and actually Horatio's girlfriend Nora is grabbed and the note is taken away by this traitor who puts it in this clock in this house, the Danbury Mansion. And they're riding away actually to warn Washington when they're mistaken for the enemy and shot by Washington's troops. And Prim and this lady Melody are branded as traitors, and their bodies are dumped into a well. And a curse is put on them by this general, and the curse can only be broken with proof that they are not traitors. So 165 years pass, they're stuck on this Danbury estate, and new owners move in, and Horatio and Melody decide to haunt them. And one of the relatives is Dr. Greenway, a direct descendant of the guy who screwed over Horatio. So of course Horatio is dealing out a lot of aggravation to him on the QT. There's a medium who's a maid, Gail Songard, who, always plays creepy women, and she knows the ghosts are around. So they do a seance, and there's only one way they can communicate: a knock for yes, knock for no, and it becomes apparent that there is proof that these ghosts aren't traitors and they can break the curse. Well, in the middle of the seance, it seems that Melody's fiance takes over the woman and basically tells where the thing is hidden, and it's in a clock, and you have to put the clock to a certain point to open the drawer. Well, that's all well and good. They got to search all the clocks, but the clock in question would be in the library, and it winds up that clock was donated to a museum in Boston. So Greenway decides, being that, his ancestor was the cause of all these problems, to go in and basically get the clock so they can get the note. Well, they won't release the clock to him, so he steals it. And the state police follow him back, and they're in the barn. He's trying to figure out how to open this thing when the state police come in. So they get him the clock, and they get in the car, and they're going to take him into town and arrest him, and the ghost get in the back of the car. Reason being that the ghost can't leave the property, so neither can the car. So the car just hits this invisible barrier and goes off and crashes. And the note opens, the drawer opens with the note, and the one who does the seance reads the note, exonerating Horatio and Melody of all, the traitorous stuff, and they can basically leave. Well, there's, an awkward moment where Horatio gets stuck, a la Lou Costello, in the bushes, and they get out. Now, the segue is that, you hear Melody's fiance call her, and, these two are like standing there, and she goes one way, and he goes the other way up to the pearly gates where Nora's waiting for him. And she goes, "I can't let you in." And he goes, "Why?" And she points to a sign hanging on the gate, "Closed because of Washington's birthday." Well, back in the day we didn't have President's Day, we had Lincoln's birthday and Washington's birthday, so it was celebrated. But anyway, this, like I said, this is not your typical Abbott and Costello movie, and when I saw it as a kid, I was a little bit put off by the whole thing because it wasn't the usual slapstick I was used to. In reality, after, just viewing it recently on YouTube, which is the only place I could find it, it's a pretty cool little, comedic ghost story with, a really good plot. And I remember as a kid when Melody got called one way and Horatio got called the other way, I figured Melody was going to hell because I was raised a Catholic, of course, and I was a kid, and that was still in my mind, and, Costello or Horatio was going to heaven. Do I believe this stuff now? No, not really. If there is a heaven and hell, I know where I'm going, where it's warm, and I'd probably know everybody. Somehow I can't see me spending eternity sitting on a cloud with wings strumming a fucking harp. Do I believe there's something after this? Yeah, I don't know what. I would like to think there's something after this. I'd like to see some of my old friends and compadres again, but again, it's a mystery. But it's just weird that had hit me at that age, heaven and hell and all that other stuff. If you can find it, like I said, it's on YouTube, free. It looks like it was off an old VHS or a TV print or something like that. It's worth a watch because, like I said, it's really well played out and really well acted. And like I said, it's not your typical Abbott and Costello movie. So that's our little show for today. I had to throw the Blanca thing in because I bought that Kenny Rogers thing at a yard sale. And when I brought it home and turned it on, you just saw what happened. I couldn't get her to recreate that, so I had to take it off the video I put up on Facebook. So hope you got a kick out of that, and thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. There's a lot of things happening, which we will get to down the road, but until then, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.